Hey everyone! Today I want to share 3 stories from my life. These stories have shaped who I am and taught me invaluable lessons. No big deal, just 3 stories that I hope will inspire you. Let's dive right in. The first story is about connecting the dots. You see, I dropped out of college after just 6 months. It was a tough decision, but it started long before I was born. My biological mother was a young, unwed graduate student who decided to put me up for adoption. She felt very strongly that I should be adopted by college graduates, so everything was set for me to be adopted at birth by a lawyer and his wife. But when I was born, they decided they really wanted a girl. So my parents, who were on a waiting list, got a call in the middle of the night asking, "We've got an unexpected baby boy. Do you want him?" They said, "Of course." My biological mother later found out that my mother had never graduated from college and my father had never graduated from high school. She refused to sign the final adoption papers until my parents promised that I would go to college. 17 years later, I did go to college, but I naively chose a college that was almost as expensive as Stanford, and all of my working-class parents' savings were being spent on my tuition. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life and no idea how college was going to help me figure it out. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. This leads me to my second story about love and loss. I was lucky. I found what I loved to do early in life. My friend and I started a small company in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, our company grew from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We had just released our finest creation and I had just turned 30. And then I got fired. How do you get fired from a company you started? Well, as the company grew, we hired someone I thought was very talented to run it with me. For the first year, things went well. But then, our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually, we had a falling out. Our board of directors sided with him, and so at 30, I was out. It was a very public and devastating event. I felt like I had let down the previous generation of entrepreneurs. I even thought about running away from the valley. But something began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did. The turn of events had not changed that one bit. I'd been rejected, but I was still in love. And so, I decided to start over. During the next 5 years, I started 2 companies and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. One of those companies created the world's first computer-animated feature film and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. And now, for my third and final story, which is about death. When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like, "If you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? Life has a lot of things to offer us. Please subscribe to this channel for part 2.